We all know those people, the ones who just seem to get it. They're not necessarily the smartest or the most talented, but they always finish what they start. They're the first to volunteer, the last to leave. They're the ones who get the promotion. They run the marathon. They build the business. And you look at them and you wonder, what's their secret? What do they have that I don't? Maybe they're just lucky, or maybe it's something else. Something you can't see on a resume or in a test score. For a long time, we thought success was all about IQ, about how smart you were. We believed that if you had a high IQ, you were set. You could get into a good college. You could get a great job. Everything would just fall into place. But then we started to see something else, a different kind of story. We saw students with high IQs struggling. We saw them dropping out. We saw them get stuck. And we saw others who weren't as smart soaring past them. It made us question everything. There's a great story about a woman named Angela Duckworth. She was a middle school teacher. She taught math to a bunch of 7th graders. Some of her students were brilliant. They were quick. They got the concepts right away. They aced every test. But then she noticed something strange. Her highest achieving students weren't always the ones with the highest IQs. They were often the ones who weren't the smartest. But they had something else. Something that couldn't be measured by a test. They just didn't give up. They worked hard. They studied. They asked questions. And they kept going. This made Angela curious. She wondered if there was a different kind of predictor for success. A more powerful one. So she quit her teaching job. She went to grad school to study psychology. She worked with some of the smartest people in the field. One of them was Dr. Martin Seligman. He was a famous psychologist. She spent over a decade researching the question, what is the key to success? What makes some people thrive? What makes others fail? And she found her answer. It was something she called grit. It was a simple word, but it was a powerful idea. Grit, she found, is the best predictor of success. Not IQ, not talent, not social connections, but grit. It's a word that's a little hard to define. It's a mix of two things, passion and perseverance. It's about being passionate about what you do. It's about loving your work. It's about having a clear goal. And it's about never giving up. No matter what, it's about bouncing back from failure. It's about getting knocked down and getting back up. It's about keeping your eye on the prize. Think about the people you admire, the ones who are at the top of their game, that professional athlete, that famous artist, the CEO of a big company. They all have one thing in common. They all have grit. They didn't get where they are by being a genius. They got there by working hard, by putting in the time, by making sacrifices, by learning from their mistakes. They had a dream, and they stuck with it. They never let go. They kept pushing. Day after day, week after week, year after year. That's grit. That's the real secret. The best part about grit is that it's not something you're born with. You don't either have it or you don't. It's something you can develop. It's a trait that can be changed. You can get grittier. You can work on it. You can train your mind, just like you can train your body at the gym. It takes time, it takes effort, but it's possible. And that's a powerful idea. It means you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to be willing to work. You just have to be willing to persevere. Angela Duckworth even created a test to measure grit. It's a simple questionnaire. It asks you about your habits, about your mindset, about how you handle challenges. The questions are simple. New ideas and new projects sometimes distract me from previous ones. I have been obsessed with a certain idea or project for a short time, but later lost interest. I am a hard worker. The test gives you a score. The highest you can get is a 5. Most people score a 3 or 4. If you score a 4.9 or higher, you are in the top 1%. You are an all-star. You are a grittier person. And the test isn't just about finding out your score. It's a roadmap. It's a guide. It shows you how to get grittier. The questions themselves are the answers. If the test asks you, do you often get sidetracked by new ideas? And you say yes, you know what you need to work on. You need to focus. You need to stick with one thing. You need to see it through to the end. The test is a mirror. It shows you what you're doing. and it shows you what you need to do differently. It's a wake-up call. Imagine if you woke up every morning and you decided, today I'm going to be grittier. You have a choice. You can decide to get easily discouraged, or you can decide to keep going. You can decide to give up when things get hard, or you can decide to push through. The choice is yours, and every time you make the right choice, you are building your grit muscle. You are making yourself a stronger person, a more successful person. It's a habit, and you can build it over time. Think about a time you tried something new. Maybe it was learning to play the guitar, or learning a new language, or starting a new hobby. In the beginning, it's exciting, it's fun, everything is new. But then it gets hard. The songs are tough. The grammar is confusing. You hit a wall. Most people give up at this point. They get bored. They get frustrated. They tell themselves, I'm not good at this. And they stop. But the gritty person, they keep going. They practice. They ask for help. They put in the time. They get better. And they achieve their goal. You might think that finding your passion is the hard part, that you have to go on a big journey to find it. But what if it's simpler than that? What if it's about choosing a direction and just going? What if it's about a small action, a single decision? The decision to keep going, the decision to not give up, the decision to persevere. What if that is the real secret to success? It's not about being the best. It's about being the one who never quits. You don't need a special gift. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to have a little bit of grit. That's what Angela Duckworth found. It's a superpower that is hidden inside all of us. And we can unlock it. We can train it. We can make ourselves into the people we want to be. The successful people we admire. The ones who finish what they start. The ones who never give up. The ones who change the world. So the next time you feel like quitting, the next time you feel discouraged, the next time you feel like you're not good enough, remember this: you have a superpower, you have grit, and you can use it. You can choose to be passionate, you can choose to persevere, you can choose to be a little bit grittier, and in the end, that is all that matters. It's not about how fast you go, it's about how far you go.